round of pro- round of applause to the boys. They definitely deserve to have their heads held up high. They played very, very well. I think one thing that we've always said about Bafana Bafana that we've always wanted but always missed was character. It always felt like they didn't really have a lot of character, but today they showed a lot of heart. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode of The Corner Flag, and we are of course doing Afcon once again today, and you are with your favorite host again, Deshane, and we are shooting our episode once again at Islow Studios, so thank you so much for coming by. And yeah, Bafana Bafana versus the Super Eagles. This match was absolutely incredible. Basically worth a final. It could have been a final in this case. The Super Eagles definitely coming out on top. Took all of 90 minutes and extra time and of course penalties to decide this one, of course, and Nigeria going through out on penalties and South Africa bow out of this one. But round of applause to the boys. They definitely deserve to have their heads held up high. They played very, very well. I think one thing that we've always said about Bafana Bafana that we've always wanted but always missed was character. It always felt like they didn't really have a lot of character, but today they showed a lot of heart. And going into the game, of course, if you're starting with the first half, it was all Bafana throughout the first half, of course. A lot of opportunities that they made, possession-based football, and it was a beautiful thing to watch, of course. And I was quite worried when the cooling break came because I thought, wow, this is really going to mess with the momentum that Bafana Bafana had, of course, and it did a little bit, but they definitely managed to pull through out. And at some point disaster struck. Penalty, and Matobi Mfala once again. I've already said, great player, solid player, hard-working, hard player, but he definitely has a mistake in him, and it showed today as well, So penalty, and through Stikong, of course, converts it, and it's 1-0 to the Super Eagles, and we're thinking, wow, okay. This is buried, of course, and this was, of course, in the second half, and it seemed like a different team. At this point, the heads were down. You could tell that Bafana was basically, the wind was taken out of them, basically, at this point. And, it really took a lot out of Bafana, after conceding that penalty. But one thing that I will say was that Ronwen Williams, captain, my captain, showed a lot of grit and showed a lot of heart. Kept Bafana in the game. I remember him making a save when it was 1-on-1 with Victor Osimhen, and he could have made it 2-0 at that point, and the game would have been buried. So he kept Bafana in the game, of course, and Evidence Mahopa showed glimpses today. We did criticize him throughout the tournament, but I'd say that today it definitely did. Put up his hand a little bit more. I did say that this was going to be the perfect game of where we are, really seeing the difference between a number 9 who hasn't really scored that much but has a lot of output for their team in the form of Victor Osimhen today, right? And of course, Evidence Mahopa in the case for us, where Evidence was. Don't get me wrong. He was, of course, the bicycle kick attempt. That was great. He also had a shot where they laid it off for him, tried to curl it into the top corner. Great play for him. But I think it's one of those things where you have to be consistent. You have to be present throughout the whole game because Osimhen was a thorn in our side, right? He was the one who actually got the penalty. Was it the second penalty? Yeah, the first penalty. He got the first penalty, and him and Lukman were, combining throughout, making those runs. Even when we got the red card at this point, it was a total mess, guys. So I think this is, for me, where I was talking about the comparison. But Evidence definitely did very, very well today. I saw him do a Sambanyan. So I was like, hey, Evidence, okay, Evidence, okay, So he showed up today. He showed up, but we would like to see a little bit more consistency from him throughout the game, of course. Themba Zwane played a good game, didn't finish, of course, and was brought off But for a tactical change, when Bruce, of course, thought that, okay, I really need to attack these guys. So he brought on Behlali Mayambela as well as Zakhele Lepasa on for Sianda Kulu, and the man we are, of course, talking about Themba Zwane. And yeah, I wish I would have seen a little bit more output from Lepasa and Mayambela, maybe raise the game up a little bit more. Unfortunately, we didn't really see that from them in this game. But it was the right idea from Hugo Bruce, because the way he set them up tactically was very, very good, especially in the first half. You could see the idea, right? You're going to play 3 centre backs, having Kranke Kana, Mutobi Mvala, and Sianda Kulu, who was playing more of the way they were set up, was playing a bit of a holding midfielder role, but would drop back to make it 3 defenders, of course, and Mutobi Mvala and not Mutobi Mvala. Excuse me, Motau and Mudiba, of course, on the flanks, and they were just going up and down and putting out the work rate up top. And of course, Sipapolo Sitole and Thabo Mokoena, absolutely magnificent in the middle of the park, especially in the first half. Work rate was absolutely incredible. Had a fantastic battle against Iwobi and Inyeka. So yeah, it was a pretty solid game from those guys. Pesita also tried to impose himself a little bit on the game today. Unfortunately, he had an opportunity, but kicked it straight at the goalkeeper. So maybe he had converted that might have, changed the complexion of the game. But yeah, he tried his best today. I have seen online people have been criticizing him, but he definitely did try today. We definitely did try. But yeah, unlucky Bafana Bafana. And I think we actually would have killed the game off, especially in the 90th minute where Thabo Mokoena had a free kick. And yeah, shot the free kick, bounced off the goalkeeper, and Motau. Yeah, skied it. But he was absolutely heartbroken after that. It took a lot of his teammates after a while, and some people from the technical team, to console him after that, because he knew that had converted that one, we would have been through to the final. But it was not meant to be. So yeah, congratulations to the boys. Unlucky. But they definitely made the country proud and put a good account of themselves out there. Congratulations to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I will say though, boldly, that I do think Bafana Bafana deserve to win in the game. But it's just how football goes. I guess in this case, it kind of like the situation of what happened in the last game of Cape Verde versus Bafana Bafana, where Cape Verde, we would say, deservedly deserved to win because they played better throughout the whole game, but lost out through penalties. And that's kind of what happened to Bafana Bafana in today's game, right? Played the better of the two sides, but ultimately lost out on penalties. But definitely raised their hands. They showed that they wanted it, and I think we should definitely be proud of the boys. So yeah, please leave us your thoughts on today's game and what you thought, and who were the stand-up players that you thought raised their hands and put in a man of the match performance. I'm gonna put Williams up in there. I think he's one of those unsung hero, but he definitely did well, especially to keep Bafana in the game and boost their morale and get them back into the game after we had conceded, of course. So yeah, he was my man of the match. Tell me who you thought was your man of the match. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and let's get the community growing. Road to 500, and I'll see you again in the next episode of Corner Flag.